Ingredients we're going to need for this pasta dish is going to be a tablespoon of canola oil, a 16-ounce box or pound of spaghetti. It could be any kind of pasta that you like, 1 pound. This calls for Spam ham. What I have is Spam ham, but this is the Latin version. It's the same thing, just a different can. A 4 ounces of cream cheese, which is half of the packet of an 8-ounce. 1 big spoonful of these big ones of sofrito, a can of tomato sauce, a packet of sazon, a packet of ham flavoring, and I have half of a red pepper and a 1/4 of a green pepper. We're not adding any salt. The Spam ham is salty, and then this ham flavoring also has salt. So does the cream cheese. But if you want to add more, if you feel like your pasta dish needs more, then you can add more to taste. And definitely, guys, I forgot about pepper. So the first thing we're going to do, we're going to open up our can. I'm going to show you how to get it out of the container easier. If you try to tilt it over like this and try to pull it out, it takes a long time. So just take your knife, oops, pound on it, pick it up a little bit, just so you can have some air, and then this should slide up right there. So what I like to do, I like to cut these in, let's say, 1/2 inch slices, just like this. And I like to cut it down the middle. Then I just like to cut them into little squares. And there you go. There's all this to it. This is the size that you should get. Like a 1/2 inch. First thing you want to do is turn on your stove. I'm going to add a tablespoon of canola oil. That's all it is. What I did to my pot was I put some Spam on it first for non-sticking. If you guys want to do that, you don't really have to. Then add your tablespoon of canola oil or any oil of your choice. You can even use olive oil. So guys, the next thing you're going to do now you're going to put your Spam ham to fry. You can use whichever brand that you have on hand or that you like. I didn't even know they had the Hispanic version of this. This is the Carmela one. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to let this cook off for a little bit. It's going to fry before we put in our sofrito. When this is already fried up, we will be back. You guys are going to fry this up on a high heat. And you want it just to brown slightly. You don't want it over fry this. Okay guys, it's already fried up. It's already got a brownish color to it. Wow, my grandson's here. Can you tell? No, and he wants to taste it. Okay, now I'm going to add my sofrito. We're going to let that cook off for, for a minute. Once the sofrito hits the pot, you already know it smells delicious. Okay guys, after your sofrito has cooked off for a minute, I'm so sorry for all the noise guys, I have my grandson here. After you've cooked up your sofrito for a whole minute, then you're going to add your whole can of tomato sauce. This is an 8-ounce can. Now we're going to let this cook off for a little bit too. For about another minute. Okay guys, it's been another minute. This is what it's supposed to look like so far. So now we're just going to add pepper. Pepper is to taste. If I were to give you measurement, maybe 1/4 of a teaspoon to 1/2 teaspoon. All depends how much pepper you guys like. Okay. Now we're going to add our packets of ham flavoring. and our packet of sazon, which is food coloring and flavor. We're gonna incorporate this, mix it all together really well. Then what I did with the same tomato sauce can, I just filled it up with water all the way to the top just to clear off, see, normal sauce in here. And then we're gonna add another 4 cups of water. What we're gonna do now, we're gonna mix this really well, make sure nothing's sticking to the bottom of our pot. Then we're gonna cover it with our lid and let it come to a boil. Just cover it up and let it come to a hard boil. We'll be back. So while our sauce is coming to a hard boil, I like to cut my spaghetti in 3, guys. I don't like it long. So what I do is hold fist to fist, cut it, and then turn it over and cut it again. It's the perfect size for 3 times for my hands. So I'm going to continue doing that, and when our sauce starts to boil, we'll go right back to the kitchen, to the stove. So as you can see, our water has come into a hard boil, or our sauce. So what we're going to do now, we're going to throw in our spaghetti, and we're going to move this around for a little bit, making sure nothing sticks, and give it some time to cook. If you guys like yours al dente, cook it for less time. If you want it a little softer, just leave it in longer. But for right now, we're leaving it like this, and we're going to put a lid on it for at least 1 or 2 minutes, because we're constantly going to be moving this around. It's been like 2 minutes. We're checking our pasta, make sure nothing's sticking to the bottom. And since we had our pot on high, we're going to do this on a medium heat now. Make sure nothing's sticking, and we're going to cover this back up again. Make sure everything's inside. This is going to thicken up, guys, and then we got to add our cream cheese to make it nice and creamy. So yeah, cover it up again for about 2 or 3 more minutes, because we want to make sure we don't it doesn't dry out too soon before it cooks, and we don't want it to stick to the bottom of the pot. Okay guys, here I am. Whoops. It's starting to thicken up. This is what it looks like. Whatever pieces are together, break them apart. And this is the time where you taste it. Okay. Mine needs a little bit of salt. So I'm gonna add half a teaspoon to that of salt. So that's what I did, guys. I added half a teaspoon of salt. And I'm actually gonna add half cup more of water. Half cup more of water, because my spaghetti still needs to cook. Okay guys, as you can tell, it's already drying up. The sauce is thickening up a little bit. So here's where we take our 4 ounces of cream cheese, which I cut into smaller cubes, and put your stove on low now. And we're gonna let this cream cheese melt. If you can have this room temperature, it's even better. It'll melt faster. But this is what we want, and this is gonna make it nice and creamy, and then it's gonna give it that tang from the cream cheese. Okay, as you can see, our cream cheese has melted, and here is our creamy pasta. What you wanna do now is add your peppers. Excuse me. Your peppers, and we're just gonna cook this off like 5 more minutes on low heat, cover it up, and then we'll be ready to serve. So cover this up, cook for another 5 minutes on low, and we'll be back. So this is how it looks like. Nice and creamy, and we will be plating now. So guys, this is what our pasta looks like. Creamy, delicious, full of Spam ham with our peppers, nicely seasoned. All you need is a little piece of garlic toast or garlic bread, and it's perfect for this meal. So if you like this video, give it a thumbs up. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. If you're new to my channel, thank you so much for subscribing, and I'll catch you in the next video. So take care and God bless.